Do you want to fulfill your dream and buy yourself a nice camera? You don't have enough money to buy a new camera. That's why you think about maybe buying some used gear on the internet. There are some pretty nice prices, you think, but be aware of the scammers out there. What dirty tricks they have, I show you in this video that you are safe out there shopping online. There's nothing bad about buying gear used online. I do it myself. I did it in the past, and you can save some nice money, especially on vintage lenses, on special gear, but also on used cameras, because it's not bad to use a 2 or 3 years old camera in general. But be aware of some dirty tricks that some people out there have. Not everybody is honest, and when you know the tricks, you are prepared for some safe buyings and actually to have a camera for your money. I did some research about methods they are using, and I will tell you now 4 methods which are pretty common today when you want to buy something online and that you should definitely avoid, and all alarm bells should ring when you will hear those stories in the future that you will now see in this video. And the whole topic was started when one of my followers wrote me on Instagram one story that he just went through. He wanted to buy a camera, and this is actually the first big scam thing that you should definitely avoid. So the first thing is that somebody, and that actually happens to one of my followers as well, that you see some nice offer on the internet. In Germany, for example, there's a page which is called eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is not eBay itself, but for secondhand stuff where just random people can upload their photo and give a price. I think in the US it's called Craigslist or something, or here in France it's called Paru Vendu, and just people can upload stuff. So you see, and that's the first trick now, you see an offer which is very good. And in this case, with the follower, it was an A7 II by Sony with a 1635 4.0 and an ND filter for $800, which is quite a low price for even the camera itself, but with the 1635 lens 4.0 by Sony, it's a very good price. It's almost half the, you can say, market price out there for used gear when you want to buy that stuff used. So that's the first thing I can give you now, or the first trick or tip I can give you is to just check a usual price, because nobody will give something away for free. Nobody will sell something cheaper than it's worth. And if you find something which is half the price advertised, that it is actually a normal selling price and it's not Black Friday or something, then there must be something about it. Maybe it's stolen, maybe it's scam, but there must be something, or broken, must be something with that stuff. Otherwise it would not be that cheap. It's like that with a car, it's like that with a house, with like everything. Okay, so that's the first thing. You have the cheap price. Then the person says, okay, it's cool, I sell you this camera. Usually it's not a contact by phone or something, it's only contact by email or by messages and stuff. And then you say, okay, just send me the money and I will send you the camera. And actually it's a pretty cheap trick, but yeah, you send the money, nothing will ever arrive. Person is gone, person is off, account is deleted, dump. Shit, happens. It's actually the oldest trick in the world, but still it's used today and still people fall for that. So be aware of that. Whenever you see a price which is too cheap, whenever somebody says, just send me the money, I send it later to you, don't do that. Go personally there. Look at the stuff when you buy something used, especially a lens or camera. Look if it works. Look if the focus works right. If anything is blurry. If there's some scratches or used marks or whatever. Maybe you can negotiate then the price as well. But always, when you buy something that expensive, buy it in person with the seller. Face and face. Maybe also go to a camera store in your city. They usually sell also used camera gear. It's a bit more expensive maybe than on eBay Kleinanzeigen, Craigslist, whatever is out there. But sometimes you even get warranty. You see the person face and face. Sometimes they even check it technically and stuff. And rather spend $100 or $200 more than lose all your money. The second scamming trick usually has as well a nice price, but it must not be. It can be a fair price as well, but usually it's a better price because you as a scammer want to attract more people, and the better the price, the more people will write you. Because the whole trick is not about the full amount, the worth of the camera, but about the deposit. And it works like this. You see a nice camera, let's say on eBay Kleinanzeigen, Craigslist, wherever you want to buy your stuff, or on eBay, you see it and you write the person, you say, oh, that's a nice camera, I want to buy it. When can I take it from you? Because you think, I'm clever, I don't get scammed, I go there personally and pay personally. The person says, no problem, you can come, but I have another person here, just called me 1 minute ago and he wants to buy the camera as well, and somebody wrote me an email as well, so I could sell you this camera because you sound very friendly, maybe on the phone or just per email. So yeah, there's some good vibe going on. You think, oh, it's so secure, he's such a friendly person. So yeah, understand me as a seller, I need some deposit, because when I give you the camera and you want to take it, some deposit would be nice. So you think, oh, there's nothing bad about the deposit, the camera is worth maybe $2,000, so I give you 100, I send you via PayPal or whatever, just transaction, and you send the $100, and you will never hear something again from that person. Because it's all about the deposit. And think about a scammer doing this 10 times a day with 10 different persons. It's $1,000 per day, tax-free. How to avoid that? Don't let pressure in your way. So if somebody says, I can give it to you, but you need to give me a deposit in advance, if you go to a person in person, and don't have enough money and want to give a deposit, that's also a scamming trick as well, but that's a different story. Then it might be something else, but don't do it in advance. Don't give somebody in advance any money for just keeping the camera back for you. As well, Elon Musk, if you're watching this video, I don't give you $100 for your freaking Tesla. No, just kidding, but I want that truck. But not in 3 years, that's too long. The third scamming trick I read on F-Stoppers not too long ago, and it's another way around, because maybe sometimes you want to sell your camera first and then want to buy a used other camera or a brand new camera, but you want to sell your camera gear first. And you put it on eBay, let's say, and in this case it was eBay, and you have a buyer to a nice price. You sold your camera to a regular price, everything seems to be good. The buyer says, yeah, I give you the money with PayPal, and I send you everything, and then you get a private message afterwards where the buyer says or tells you, well, I just moved and I just saw that on PayPal and on eBay there's my old address listed, so can you just send it to that new address where I just moved to, maybe even a different city, a different country in the worst case, whatever. And you say, oh, well, it's eBay, it's PayPal, it must be safe, so no worries about that, I just send it to the new address because I'm a friendly person and I believe in friendly persons. Mistake. Because that friendly person, you send the stuff, even maybe insured and stuff, you track the delivery, it arrives, you see everything, but then suddenly PayPal comes in and PayPal says there's a conflict because the buyer did not receive the package, and you say, well, he received the package because I have here the slip, you see, delivery received, and then PayPal says, well, yes, but it's a different address. It's not on PayPal, not on eBay. It's a different address. You send it to the wrong person. Sorry, but the money goes to the buyer. Your money is gone. Your camera is gone. You just got scammed. How to avoid that? Don't change address. Whenever a person changes address, transaction is failed. The whole deal is failed. Has to make a new deal, or take it in person. Then it's fine as well. But don't change the address after a whole eBay stuff or a whole thing is done. Actually, it's a mistake by PayPal because it's very unfair by PayPal, I think. But yeah, it's like it is right now. Maybe they change it in the future. But that's of a case I read. And the last trick, which is also very dirty, and it's a mix between two of the scams I already told you. I call it the very busy business person, and it's a very trustworthy person, and usually that's what scammers are. You have to be a bit trustworthy to get your money, and it works like this. The scammer, the businessman, looks for a camera and to a good price and writes the buyer, maybe on Craigslist, on eBay Kleinanzeigen, whatever, writes him, well, I want to buy that camera for my company because I was looking, I just started, I'm low on budget, but I think it's worth the money. So it's a very emotional, maybe email or text message, whatever. And yeah, I want to really to have the camera, but I'm so busy because of that new business I just run. Can I maybe pick it up in 1 or 2 weeks from your home? It's not a problem. I'm living in the same city or something. I just want to pick it up maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. I give you a deposit even for this, so just send me all your details, all your bank details, and I will just give you the deposit. It's not a problem, but then I'm safe with the camera, I have a nice price and stuff. And you as a friendly seller think, okay, that's fair. He sends me the deposit, I don't have to send to anybody, so that's fair. It cannot be any scam. So you give your bank account details. Now the friendly entrepreneur, business person puts his own camera on eBay Kleinanzeigen, Craigslist, eBay, whatever. It's not really a camera. He just takes some photos, writes a text, and tries to find a third person. And the third person says, well, I want to buy that camera. You say, no problem, but unfortunately, I'm very busy at the moment. You cannot pick it up this week, but because with my business and stuff and so on, blah, blah, young entrepreneur. And you can just give me the deposit. Then we are safe with that. Just send me 100 or 200 bucks. I give you my bank account. And now the trick comes. He gives the bank account of the first person to the third person. And he gives the deposit to the first person. So the first person thinks, well, I received the deposit. It's a nice, friendly person, entrepreneur. I support him. I like when people do their own business and stuff. So I received deposit, everything is cool. Then the business person says, well, I can't pick it up myself now. That's a bit of a problem because I'm so busy and got something in my way. Can you maybe send it to my business address? I give you my business address, and it's just any address. It's not really a business address, it's just any address. He just sends the address and he says, well, I gave you already the deposit. I will give you the rest of the money by transaction. I will transfer it today. Can you send it because I need it in 2 days or something? So a bit of pressure as well. I need it in 2 days something. So it would be very nice if you could send it today. And you as a friendly seller think, well, it's kind of risky, but I got the deposit already, so at least I have 200 bucks. So what should go wrong? You send the camera to the address. What should go wrong? Camera gone. And you got a deposit by a third person, and now the third person lost 200 bucks because he was falling for the scammer. That's really nasty when I think about it. Have you ever fallen for a scammer? Have you ever been a victim yourself when you wanted to buy something online? And it's not only related to the whole camera market. I saw some of those tricks also on used vehicles, on real estate. I heard some rumors about that, especially with a deposit. You look at a beautiful house and you say, well, you can have that house, but I need a deposit because I have some other buyer wanting to buy that house, and you can just give me some small deposit, let's say 5 or 10,000 euro for that nice property here, nice house. And then you say, yeah, okay, what should go wrong? He's not even the owner. He just had the key for the house and you just got rid of 5 or 10,000 bucks. That's dirty. Dirty money. Yeah, if you fall victim for that, just write me your story in the comments below. The more scammer stories we have, the more tricks that are known to the public, the better it is for everybody. Not for the scammers, of course, because they have to think of new tricks. But there always will some dirty scammers out there. So the best thing you could do to avoid to be a victim yourself, don't fall for too cheap prices, even if it's tempting. Try to buy in person with a second person or even a third person with you. Then it's safer if you have a high amount of money, not to be robbed or something. If you feel unsafe, maybe go to a camera store instead where you can buy used gear or thrift shop or something like this. And whenever you have a strange feeling about something, some strange questions that are asked, better don't do the deal than lose your money in the end. I hope this video will help you in the future. If you liked it, share it with one of your photography friends as well. Hit the subscribe button. It's no scam. It's for free, at least as long as YouTube is for free. Hit the bell as well, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye and au revoir from Brittany.